is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Wisconsin.
It is a glorious Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Upper 70s, bright sunshine expected today as fans of all ages making their way inside PNC Park for the third and final game of this weekend series. The Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates on Friday night. Ryan Braun was the hero with a two-run homer in the sixth and another two-run bomb in the eighth. 23 multi-career homers in Brawny's career, helping the Brewers to a Friday night win. Last night, the Pirates drew even, breaking through with a three-run fourth inning. Josh Harrison with a big triple in that ball game, and Jonathan Neese was outstanding. 7 innings of shutout baseball as the Brewers and Pittsburgh Pirates now get ready for the rubber match of their series here this afternoon. Here's your matchup. Zach Davies making his Brewers debut this season up against Juan Nicasio, one of the new faces in the Pittsburgh Pirates rotation. He gets the call here this afternoon. And good afternoon to you. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay, filling in for Brian Anderson for a few weeks. Craig Kashawn is our reporter here today. And Rock, I think we're all looking forward to seeing Zach Davies. We saw him at his best when he came in late in the year, pitched extremely well, off to a good start in AAA. Now let's see if he can carry it over to the big club.
Yeah, he's a guy that surprises everybody. I mean, when you face him, you don't expect a whole lot out of Zach Davies. They have him listed at 6 feet, 155 pounds, and that 6 feet might be stretching a little bit, but, you know, what he does, he gets people out. None of his stuff is really eye-popping. He's thrown a lot of strikes down in the minor leagues. He had some control issues last year with the Brewers when he got sent down in spring training. You knew he's going to be one of the first guys up. While the Brewers need a fifth starter now as we enter here the final game in Pittsburgh, and Zach Davies certainly is the guy. So the keys to his success here today, have a short memory. The Pirates laid it on him a little bit in a couple of starts. 10 earned runs in his 2 starts against the Pirates, and that included 8 walks. Don't forget the fastball, Zach. He's got such good command of the off-speed stuff, the curveball, the changeup probably his best pitch, but sometimes you get a little bit off-speed happy and no free passes. 15 walks for Zach last year in 34 innings at the big league level. Too many walks for a guy that doesn't have a lot of strikeouts.
All right, we get ready for the rubber match. The Brewers and the Pirates here in Pittsburgh. We are ready to roll on an absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Brewers and Pirates, Game 3 coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin. rubber match as a good crowd filing in for today's game here at PNC Park. Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Spend the night with luxury. It's a day where the temperature's going to get close to 80. You see right now 78. Just a light breeze. A perfect afternoon, and we have been lucky all weekend. We have had terrific weather and a good one here for the series finale between the Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brewers winning on Friday night on the strength of 2 Ryan Braun home runs, and then last night Jonathan Nice was just outstanding, and the Brewers shut out, getting just 3 hits as somewhere in there Craig Counsell ready to roll, trying to see if his team could get the bats back in order. And we'll watch Zach Davies make his season debut this afternoon for the group. Pitched well in his time with Milwaukee last season. Here's the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Domingo Santana, Scooter Gennett, Jonathan Lucroy. Top 3. Chris Carter hitting cleanup today. Ramon Flores getting the start at left field. Aaron Hill the third. Kurt Neuenhuis getting his second start of the year. His first, he went deep. Zach Davies hits 8. Jonathan Villar rounding out the Brewers batting order, and it's an order that after 3 straight games of facing left-handed pitching, it's a right-hander today, Juan Nicasio for the Pirates.
Yeah, 29 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. 6'4", 250 pounds. His first year with the Pirates. He spent last year working predominantly in the bullpen with the LA Dodgers. He's made a couple of starts and 4 appearances against the Brewers. He's 2-0. Those relief appearances came last year with the Dodgers, working out of the bullpen, and has not allowed a run in those 2 appearances against Milwaukee. You can see his numbers this year. Had a real good start against the Cardinals and a win, and then not so good against the Tigers. Give up 4 runs in 3 innings and a loss at Detroit. Well, check out the Menards defense for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They flashed the leather big time in yesterday's ball game, particularly the infield. You got 1 change in the outfield. Matt Joyce is out in right. That switches Polanco over to left field. You got Starlin Marte out today. That sore wrist. Got hit by a pitch in yesterday's game. Freese, Mercer, Harrison, Jaso, and Cervelli behind home plate.
Take a look at the umpire crew today. Jim Joyce over at first. He is the crew chief. Chad Fairchild calling balls and strikes. Toby Basner, James Hoy rounding out the umpire crew here this afternoon. Good crowd on a clear day here in Pittsburgh as the Brewers and Pirates ready to close out this series. Brewers trying to get back to 500, sitting at 5-6, and the Pirates are right at the 50-50 mark, splitting their first 12 games, stopping a 4-game skid last night as Domingo Santana continuing at the top of the order for Craig Counsell's team. He will lead things off this afternoon. Notice the Pirates wearing the throwback unis today, which is something they will do on Sunday home games this season. As we are set to go, Juan Nicasio and Domingo Santana getting things started, and we are underway at PNC Park. Nicasio originally signed with the Colorado Rockies back in 2006. He's been with that organization most of his professional career. Was traded to the Dodgers, and as Rock mentioned, pitched for Los Angeles last year, and all as a reliever with 1 exception. He has been a starter a good chunk, most of his career up until last year. There's a ground ball to Jordy Mercer, and there is out number 1.
And Nicasio basically a 2-pitch pitcher. I mean, he'll throw the fastball in the mid-90s. He'll 2-seam it. 93, 94, and a pretty good slider. He's also got a changeup and a curveball he'll throw every now and again, but gets a lot of ground ball outs. He's a strikeout pitcher, averaging over 10 strikeouts per 9 innings last year. That was working out of the bullpen.
Control sometimes can be up and down for him. He will punch guys out, as Rock mentioned, but he will walk hitters as well. And speaking of which, here is Scooter Gennett. Much talked about, and with reason. He has been a very patient hitter for this Brewers team. A departure for him. He walked all of 12 times last year. Walked once last night, and already 9 passes this season. Go back to last year with Scooter. There you see it. Check it out. The 9th walk last year when it occurred.
Yeah, a lot more patient at the plate. Maybe just feeling more comfortable up there at the plate. And he's been swinging the bat pretty well also.
So with Scooter, there's the batting average, as you see, at 265, but his on-base percentage is at better than 400.
Scooter got off to a tremendous start. It's kind of tailed off, over the road trip, but still, Craig Counsell's putting him in there every day. 3 consecutive left-handers the Brewers faced, and Scooter made starts in each and every one of them.
Just getting underway. Rubber game. Brewers a winner on Friday. The Pirates last night. Milwaukee managing just 3 hits in that game. Had a couple of threats going, particularly in the 5th inning when they had runners at first and second. First 2 men reached, Aaron Hill and Scooter Gennett. Scooter hitting in the 7th spot last night, moving into the 2-hole today. Brock, as you mentioned, the Pirates did a great job defensively, and it was a Jordy Mercer play in the hole at short that got a force of Aaron Hill at third. It was off the bat of Ramon Flores, and looked like the Brewers might have been able to string some hits, get some base runners stacked a little bit, but that took the air out of the inning a bit, and then Neese was able to get out of it with a strikeout and a ground ball.
Yeah, solid defense the Pirates have been flashing in this series.
2-2 pitch to Gennett, and got a piece, but it did not do. It was not hung on by Francisco Cervelli. So Gennett hanging in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And not held on to him. He got a piece of him, and that'll wake you up on a fine Sunday morning. There's a changeup right in the face. I think it kind of messed up his sunglasses just a little bit. So style points lacking right now for Francisco Cervelli behind home plate.
It'll rattle you up.
That's a wake-up call. Both catchers in this series catching day games after night games. Lucroy and Cervelli.
And Ocasio again ready with the 2-2. After this game, the Pirates start a 10-game road swing that will begin in San Diego against the Padres. They'll move on to Arizona, and then Clint Hurdle's team will have 4 games against the Rockies on the road before returning home at the end of the month for a series with the Reds. As for the Brewers, they head on to Minneapolis after this game this afternoon. 2 games with the Twins tomorrow night and Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday night back at Miller Park against the Twins, and Thursday afternoon to wrap up that 2-2 series with Paul Molitor's team.
Yep, finishing up a long road trip for the Brewers. Like to get a win and win the series against Pittsburgh. They've been able to do that the last couple of years, the season series against Pirates.
Brewers have won 8 of the last 12 going back to last season. Gennett will lift one out of play. For a Pirates team that has made the playoffs each of the last 3 years, the Brewers have bothered them more than a little bit. Trying to get a series win on the road here this afternoon. Lengthy at bat here for Scooter Gennett. Brewers have made pitchers work. They've worked a lot of walks, but they have taken a lot of called third strikes as well through the first now 2 weeks of the season, and that is strike 3 called. Caught the corner, and there are 2 men out.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Did. My fault.
I know it's not your fault, but you're right. I mean, they've walked a lot. They're 3rd in the NL in walks, but they have struck out a bunch, and about 50% of those walks have been the looking variety, but it looks like on Fox Tracks that pitch missed the outside corner. Chad Fairchild brings it up.
So 2 men out and the base is empty as Juan Nicasio. I want to talk about Ray Searage and his work as pitching coach, and I want to talk that Nicasio could be the next guy whose career gets a boost. See, he throws hard and gets you a mid-90s fastball.
It's just a matter of whether he's going to be able to, get deep into games. You mentioned that he strikes out a number of hitters. He walks a lot, so pitch counts get high. Only had one start last year in 53 appearances, so it might take him a while to be able to get deep into games. Brewers are hoping he doesn't get that chance today. He only went 3 innings against the Tigers.
Brewers back into bounce back mode after being shut out by Jaime Garcia on Thursday afternoon. The Brewers came back the next night here in Pittsburgh and put 8 runs on the board. 4 of those RBIs courtesy of Ryan Braun with a couple of 2-run homers. Jonathan Lucroy, foul ball down the line.
And no surprise day game after a night game. No Ryan Braun. They want to keep him strong at back. And he's got to keep an eye on that. So Lucroy goes from the 4 spot to the 3 spot.
Big old Chris Carter in the cleanup spot here this afternoon. Jonathan 1 for 8 in the series, had a hit in 4 trips last night. And he runs the count full. Ocasio has had to battle injuries in his career. We'll get into that as we move along here today. That'll keep everybody in the dugout awake.
Yeah, got him scattering over there. Aaron Hill. Good thing for that netting in front of there.
Right about now, that pulse rate's starting to go way up.
Speaking of wake-up calls, right?
Exactly. Darnell Coles, Ryan Braun down there with Aaron Hill. Lucroy keeps paying attention. 3-2 pitch.
Hey, Luke's been able to keep that average, respectability, 270, not where he would like it, but still doesn't feel like he's locked in at the plate. He took some extra batting practice before yesterday's ball game, came out early. Just doesn't feel as though he has that swing to where it was a couple of years ago. But he's still been able to get his hits, off to a much better start this year than last.
Just hope he can stay healthy, give himself that chance to have the kind of year that you know he can have. This has popped up, and that'll be John Jaso, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Juan Nicasio. Good thing started, and now Zach Davies getting ready to make his season debut for the Crew. Bottom of the first we go in Pittsburgh. Scoreless at PNC Park. Let's take a look at the Pirates batting order presented by Potawatomi. John Jaso, Andrew McCutchen, David Freese at the top. Matt Joyce getting his first start of the year. Hits cleanup. Francisco Cervelli likes the day games, as you can see. Gregory Polanco moving over to left today. Harrison, Mercer, and Nicasio rounding out the batting order for the Pirates, facing Zach Davies, his first appearance for the Brewers here this year.
They had some pretty good starts a year ago, particularly against the Marlins in Miami. 7 innings, 1 run in his first major league victory. Made his major league debut against the Pirates at Miller Park. The Pirates hit him around a little bit in 2 starts, and was in 2 starts down in the minor leagues this year. Very good for Davies.
And he will face John Jaso, the first baseman for the Pirates. He had the 7-game hitting streak now. Had another hit last night in 3 trips. 1 hit in each of the first 2 games in this series. Davies originally a draft pick of the Baltimore Orioles. We mentioned going over in the Gerardo Parra trade, and at his best, he was really good for the Crew last year. But Jaso takes him the other way into left center field, and that's how the bottom of the first starts for the Pirates.
Yeah, obviously Davies doesn't throw hard. The emphasis is going to be on the defense. He keeps the ball down. Let's check out that defense brought to you by Menards. You got Flores in left. No Ryan Braun today. Neuenhuis center. Santana in right. Hill, VR, Jeanette, and Carter, and Lucroy behind home plate. No surprises there. So Ryan Braun, with the day game after the night game here today, gets at least a little bit of the today off. You might see him later on.
Neuenhuis getting the start out in center, and yeah, with off days very few and far between. Pick your spots, obviously. And Ronnie not in the starting lineup as Andrew McCutchen. He is, and he takes a strike. McCutchen last night had his first homer of the season, a solo shot in the 4th inning. Pirates had scored 3 times in the 3rd, getting to Taylor Youngman. And that was plenty enough for Jonathan Niese, who was terrific for the Pirates last night.
A lot of ground balls and got some very good defense in that infield. But it's kind of the way the Brewers offense has been going. It's been feast or famine, right? I mean, they can get it going and score some runs, but there are other days where they get shut down pretty good. Yesterday was one of those games.
2 of the last 3, as a matter of fact, but after the first time they were shut out on Thursday, they got the bats alive in the game on Friday against the Pirates, as this will carry out a play down the line. McCutchen owns some pretty good numbers against a lot of teams, of course, being an MVP that he was 3 years ago and always in the mix, it seems. Homer last night against the Brewers, the 24th against this club in his career. Game 106. Today 107. Shows the power against the Brewers and just about everybody else in the National League. Davies with a 1-2.
Yeah, when he's going well, you just hope he's going to hit it at somebody. And Taylor Youngman kept feeding him curveballs last night, and he left that one a little bit up, a little bit over the plate, and home run number 1 for Andrew McCutchen, who has always swung the bat well against Milwaukee.
Said it's about time. And you know he will. He'll hit his homers. He'll drive in runs. He drove in 96 a year ago. He's in a good matchup here with Davies.
Yeah, Davies not a hard thrower, as you would expect. He's not a big guy. They have him listed at 6 feet, but 155 pounds. He throws just about everything at you. It works quickly. Very good off-speed stuff, but he has to keep the fastball down.
23 years old and doesn't look it, but he can act it, and better than that, actually. Did last year when he came up. A ball, 2 strikes to Andrew McCutchen. There's Aaron Hill, a sliding stop. Jeanette for 1, and that's all they'll get. As they get the force at second to retire Jaso. 1 out. McCutchen now the new runner at first.
Yeah, I think if Hill's able to stay on his feet, they're going to be able to turn the double play. But I guess still recovering from trying to get out of the way of that foul ball in the first inning in the dugout. And it goes down. He gets it. They get the lead out, but not able to turn 2. McCutchen runs well.
Look at Hill, who back to that first homestand, that play he made well out into left field toward the line. You and BA talked about it. Even then, the first homestand of the season, that will be a hard play to top defensively. It's the one you put a big old star by.
Yeah, there's been a number of really good plays in the big leagues this year, and that ranks amongst them. He's done a nice job at third base, still trying to get that bat going.
David Freese. It's a nice average in this early portion of the season, but he was already grounded into 5 double plays. That's the most in the National League through the first couple of weeks. He had a 5-game hitting streak that was snapped last night as he took an 0 for 4.
Yeah, Brewers pitched him pretty well. They stayed hard in on his hands. That's what you have to do to David Freese, and he likes to get those arms extended and drive that ball into the right center field gap.
Just off the plate, 3-0 the count now to the Pirates' third baseman last couple of years with the Los Angeles Angels. No matter what the rest of his career turns out to be, he will always be remembered for his postseason work in 2011. The pitch is taken, the runner on the move, and that's a perfect peg, and down goes McCutchen. Jonathan Lucroy, you couldn't hand it to him any better. Jeanette applies the tag, and McCutchen returns to the dugout.
I'm not quite sure why you're running on a 3-0 count. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Now you figure Freese is going to take it. Davies going to throw a strike. It's probably going to be a fastball, and Jonathan Lucroy with a perfect peg down to second base. He got a good jump, and if that throw's not right on the bag, he's going to be safe, but I'm not sure why you run on a 3-0 count. Good pitch to throw on, right on the money, and Jonathan Lucroy continues to throw the ball well.
Freese draws a walk. We had seen from the Pirates in this series some curious base running last night. With Cervelli, it turned into a strike him out, throw him out double play, and he thought the hitter was taking ball 4, and Cervelli was pulling up going into second.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Gregory Polanco on a 3-2 pitch struck out, but Cervelli applied the brakes, and it turned into an easy strike him out, throw him out double play.
Well, you can't be base runner and umpire at the same time. Just run hard. If he walks, you're safe anyway. If it's a foul ball, umpire will tell you to go back.
I don't want man to come up.
Matt Joyce getting the start this afternoon, hit a big homer, at least in the moment, for the Pirates on Friday night, a 3-run pinch hit homer. Last night in a similar role, he struck out.
And not a bad option when one of your stars is out with an injury. Marte got hit with a pitch last night. Kind of stiffened up on him, although Marte able to finish the game yesterday. Not able to go today, so you get pretty good hitter in Matt Joyce in the lineup.
All-star with the Tampa Bay Rays in 2011. Had a stretch 11, 12, and 13 when he displayed the ability to go deep. 19 homers in 11, 17 the following year, and then 18 more bombs in 2013. 2-0 pitch. That change out in front.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. One of his best pitches is that changeup. But as we talked about when we came on the air today, sometimes he gets a little bit off-speed happy and throws too many of them. Still has a pretty good fastball when he locates it down. That's a nice pitch on a 2-0 count.
Clearly, we have seen it in this last 2-3 nights. You don't have to throw it 95 plus when you see what Garcia was able to accomplish. John Neese last night. Good location. Last night's game against Neese, 2/3 of the outs Neese recorded were via the ground ball. It's been a staple of this Pirates staff the last few years. That is well hit, and a base hit for Matt Joyce. And the Pirates have runners at first and second with 2 men out. Caught stealing, potentially looming a little large here. At least I hope so from the Brewers' perspective.
I think that was a fastball. He doubled up on the changeup to get back in the count after falling behind 2-0. And then gave Matt Joyce something out over the plate and hit it hard into right. Now, so far, fastballs have been upstairs for Zach Davies. That's not where he wants them.
So a little trouble for Zach Davies in this first inning. 2 on and 2 out as Francisco Cervelli steps in. Third ball misses. Cervelli a couple of hits last night. Good start to his season at .353 batting average. Pirates are third in the National League in batting average and at the very top of the league now in on-base percentage, inched ahead of the Cubs.
Yeah, getting on base has been an issue for the Pirates, and except for last night, driving them in has been an issue. Runners in scoring position.
Now the Pirates, through the first 12 games, have stranded 105 men. But you said last night, not that big of a problem. They weren't particularly great if you just look at the raw numbers and runners in scoring position situations, but they put 5 on the board for Clint Hurdle.
Yeah, about middle of the pack in runs scored to the Pirates. Ranking 8th so far.
Davies ready with a 2-1. Brewers in the meat of the schedule. 5-man rotation necessary now. Davies becomes the man in that slot. Zach Garza is still working his way back to health, beginning the season on the 15-day disabled list. Derek Johnson working now with Davies at this level. A couple of good appearances for Zach in AAA Colorado before coming up.
Derek Johnson saw a little bit of Zach Davies in spring training, and I'm sure a lot of learning going on for the Brewers pitching coach, trying to get a sense for what Davies tries to do, get a sense for his delivery.
And full count to Cervelli. Runners will be on the move with 2 outs here in the first. Busy inning for Zach. This will be his 25th pitch. And here comes the payoff. We'll do it again. The acquisition of Davies, one of those when you're rebuilding with a player the caliber of Gerardo Parra, to get something you got to give. And it was the last year of Gerardo's contract. He was a really good addition to this Brewers ball club, but you trade the veteran whose contract is ready to expire, and you bring in a very promising young pitcher, and that's kind of the name of the game right now at this Brewers club. Obviously, fans know that, the way the 40-man roster has turned over last year to this.
Yep, and the Orioles were thinking they might get to the postseason last year. They pick up Parra, don't get to the postseason, and Gerardo Parra now with the Rockies. So a good move by the Brewers to pick up a pretty good young starting pitcher.
It's a ball club, by those who analyze this but don't have a dog in the fight, but they analyze it. They have talked often about how the Brewers have gone to a top 10 ranking in the farm system, and in some regards maybe as high as top 5. This was after being in the lower third a year ago. So they are getting that young, controllable talent that David Stearns, the general manager, has talked about often.
And young is the operative word. I mean, real young, some of them.
Again, the 3-2. That is hit well to left field, but Ramon Flores is right there, and the threat is turned back. It was a busy inning for Zach, but he gives up nothing as we are 3-1. The top half of the second here in Pittsburgh. Big old Chris Carter will lead things off. Powerball home run count. The big man with 3 of them so far this season for his new team. The former Astro beat 3 times for the Crews so far in 2016.
Got robbed of one first game of this series.
Well, Starling Marte took one away from him. Marte going up the wall, leaning one way and reached back with the glove hand and took away what would have been home run number 4 for Carter. Chris went 0 for 4 last night. Brewers managed only 3 hits in that game.
They're off to a good start at the plate. I mean, Carter hit under 200 last year with the Astros. I think if he's somewhere around the 250 mark, I think the Brewers and Carter would be very pleased with that. But not at the expense of home run power. Yeah, but just watching his swing, it doesn't look like he overswings ever when he hits his home runs. Of course, you could say that about most guys.
Big, strong man. His on-base percentage impressive. You saw the batting average, but his OBP is 350. So along with several of the Brewers getting on via the walk. A lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts early for this Brewers team. It's not specific really to any one player. Above and beyond the rest. Trying to get that squared away. But it must be said they face some really good pitching along the way as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman. Lost his bat, heads up down there. Big man has no intention of giving that back.
He says, I'm not going for it. Eddie's saying, do you want it back? He says, forget it.
They got it.
That's where the game has changed quite a bit. You never want to give up your gamer. Heaves that one almost down by the tarp along the left field line. And Eddie says, look at the card. Do you want me to get it? Do you want me to fight for it? Nope. I'll get another one.
And of course, the picture. That is ripped but foul. Carter leading off here at the top of the second for the Brewers. They were down in order in the first. facing Juan Nicasio. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. That's the second strikeout for Nicasio. 1 out in the second.
Yeah, it looked like he got him on a breaking pitch. Breaking pitch off the outside corner. A little bit down. Not so much off the corner, but down. Good pitch. Late break to it. And Nicasio's second strikeout, actually.
Here's Ramon Flores starting in left field this afternoon for the Brewers. Seeing that center field rotation, of course, with Zach Davies coming up. Keon Broxton was the player sent down. We had seen Broxton and Flores and Kirk Neuenhuis in a bit of a rotation out in center, but Flores in left today. In the games he appeared with the Yankees before they traded him to the Mariners organization, he appeared in 12 games with the Yankees. 8 of those were in left. Just like that, back-to-back strikeouts here in the second inning for Nicasio. 2 men down. Flores down on strikes.
Not messing around. 3 pitches and Flores just not able to hold up. Gets him to chase out of the strike zone. Pretty close.
Yeah, it was.
James Hoy rings him up.
Aaron Hill steps in. Hill walked a couple of times last night, had a hit. Recorded his first stolen base of the year in Friday's win against the Pirates. After today's game, it'll be a while before the Brewers see the Pirates again. They say it'll be a while. It's after the All-Star break. We'll be back here about the third week of July. They don't come to Milwaukee until the end of July to the Pirates.
And a lot of Pirates in August and September.
Backloaded schedule. Down even now to the third baseman.
Do you like those hats the Pirates are wearing?
Do the little throwback look at the '79 world champs. We are family.
I like them.
Yeah, good look. Billy Stargell, Dave Parker, of course, on that team. Hill hits it well to left field. Polanco has it lined up, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Nicasio. Inning and a half gone by, scoreless here in Pittsburgh.
Zach Davies back on the mound, bottom of the second inning, and pitching coach Derek Johnson anxious to see Zach Davies out on the mound. He described him as this: he is savvy beyond his years, a quick study, reads swings well, and keeps hitters off balance. I asked him if Zach Davies could provide a boost right now for this starting pitching staff, and he says he's capable, but right now his goal is to go inning by inning. Talked to Craig Counsell a little bit this morning about him too, and just about the experience from a year ago getting those 6 starts on the big league level for this club. He said that should help tremendously now starting today.
He was able to work through that first inning, certainly, Craig, and Rock with Pirates had a little something going. Got some help. Andrew McCutchen running a steal on 3-0 was cut down, but it's a busy inning, but Zach able to work through it.
It's a lot to ask for a young kid coming up, maybe his first start this year, to be asked to be the boost to this rotation. I think it should be the other way around. These guys that have been around should be a little bit of a boost to him. You saw what he did down in the minor leagues, AAA Colorado Springs, really good numbers. Only allowed 2 earned runs in his first 2 starts.
Games at Memphis and at Nashville. Well, the toughest of his outings occurred here last September as he walked Polanco's second walk given up by Davies.
Yeah, already 3rd start career against the Pirates in a very short period of time. Well, that right there is what he needs to avoid, the walks. He's already walked 2. But he knows he has to rely on being on the corners. He really can't get too much of the white of the plate, so when he misses, he's going to miss off the plate normally.
There's Josh Harrison, RBI triple last night, had a couple of hits. Pirates as a team very aggressive. Talked about individuals who can steal bases. McCutchen was caught in the first inning. Pirates have attempted as a team 15 stolen bases and they're caught 7 times.
Yeah, it's too many. You got to be successful. I would say 3 out of 4 to make it worth your while. I mean, risk reward is not worth it when you're getting thrown out that much. Although the Pirates really haven't been getting their home run swings yet. They have only 5 this year, so maybe they're trying to push a little bit, maybe trying too hard to get runners in scoring position, make something happen.
You recall last year Harrison was installed as the 3rd baseman this Pirates team. Utility player, was an all-star as a utility man a couple of years ago. Got himself a nice contract and moved him over to 2nd this season after the trade of Neil Walker to the Mets for Jonathan Neese. 2-strike pitch coming from Davies. He went the final 15 innings last year, did Davies, and gave up nothing. Carry that over here today and beyond. Good effective work. 23-year-old. The state of Washington. Graduated high school in Arizona.
Hey, look at him. He's not really a menacing figure out there on the mound. I mean, 155 pounds. They say he's 6 feet, but I think that's a bit stretching it. But all he does, I mean, he's not really eye-popping stuff. He just gets people out. That's what he's been able to do down in his minor league career. He did a pretty good job of that last year, except for that 1 start against Pittsburgh here. But he's got a lot of poise out there. Works quickly, very confident in his abilities, and he's got a number of different pitches at his disposal.
See Chase Anderson tomorrow, who's off to a very good start for the Crew. Willie Peralta on Tuesday afternoon against the Twins. Runner going. That's it in the air to right, and Santana cannot get it. On his way to third is Polanco, and the stop sign is up. Runners at second and third to begin inning number 2.
Ed just stuck the bat out there, and a good piece of hitting by Harrison. Santana very fortunate that he was able to keep that ball close. Looked like for a second it might hang up for him. Santana plays deep and right. Not able to get there. Now second and third, nobody out. But again, good approach by Josh Harrison, just trying to make contact with 2 strikes.
So Davies in trouble for the second straight inning. Harrison at second. There's Polanco at third, and now Jordy Mercer at the plate. Average is low, but the glove work has been high again here for Mercer. Certainly was last night. So had a hit, walked as well. Curveball is in there. Quickly 2 strikes and nothing. It's count climbing though for Zach in the very early going.
I think it had a little bit to do with the decision making of the transaction yesterday. Davies getting activated and Keon Broxton, a position player, getting sent down to the minor leagues. I mean, twofold, you get that extra arm because of all the games the Brewers have in the middle of a stretch where they have 32 games in 33 days. You need that extra arm in the pen. Plus, I think Keon Broxton just needs that bats down in the minor leagues.
Yeah, Keon's still looking for that first big league hit. And for him to get into the rhythm of the game will help. There's a liner to left. Flores the catch. Tagging is Polanco, and the Pirates have the first run of the game. Sacrifice fly for Jordy Mercer.
Hey, get out of this mess allowing only 1 run. I think you got to feel pretty good. Second and third, nobody out. Lead-off walk. The walks are the thing that we were talking about when we came on the air. He's got to minimize. He's already walked 2. No strikeouts yet. But it seems like he's getting pitches up in the strike zone more today than we saw last year when he's making his starts in Milwaukee.
See if he can get that straightened out as he will face Juan Nicasio.
Normally a ground ball pitcher when he's got everything working. He might be a little bit amped up today. You don't blame him.
Yeah, he got his feet wet last year, September call-up, but yeah, I would think that pulse rate's up there a little bit this afternoon. This just popped up.
But I think he realized if he does a pretty good job, he's going to be up here for a while. No telling how long Garza's going to be on the DL. Really no word on him, so I think he's a ways away. So the Brewers are going to need a 5th starter going forward the rest of the way. And he feels as though he has a chance, to be that guy, stay in the rotation.
Great opportunity for him, no doubt about that. Able to wiggle out of trouble in the first. Pirates with a run across here in the second.
2-1.
One-two pitch coming from Davies. And it's up the middle. Jeanette plays at first as Harrison will move to third. There are 2 men out. The lineup will turn over now as
Jam shot. Probably a good thing Davies didn't touch it. They might have rolled in an area where they wouldn't be able to get the out, although they get the out, but Harrison over to third base. Pitcher making contact, helping himself.
Lineup turns over for John Jaso. Singled in the first. That gives him hits in his last 8 games. Talked a lot this weekend about how Jaso is playing first base for the first time in his career. You wouldn't know it. He's looked pretty clean over there this weekend defensively. Jeanette fields that ground ball, and the inning is over. So runners at second and third, nobody out, but they only get a run across. 1-0 Pittsburgh after 2.
Yeah, nice way to get the PNC Park over the Clemente Bridge here in Pittsburgh as the Pirates hold a 1-0 lead. And the Brewers return home on Wednesday night to complete the back end of a home-and-home series with the Twins. And as part of the 5-county 5-day celebration, fans can save 50% on tickets. Great seats are still available at Brewers.com.
The Clemente Bridge.
Clemente Bridge was shut down last night. Fireworks.
Good show.
Had to go over down another block to the Warhol Bridge. Cut back, and it's quite a fireworks show that they have here in Pittsburgh.
It was lengthy. It was loud. Good show. Good walk. Good workout.
Yeah.
Back to the hotel last night. Beautiful evening. Game wasn't so good, but the weather was nice.
The walk made up for it.
It did.
It's always entertaining. Got yelled at a couple of times.
We did, just because.
We're walking back with our briefcases. We got our ties and suits on, and some guy rides by and says, "Hey, work on the week during the week." I'm sorry.
That's a true story.
Yeah, he did. He screamed it out at us, and kind of upset that we were working on the weekend.
Yeah. Whatever sense of importance we may have felt about ourselves.
Good thing he kept going.
Yeah, because we were going to just go to work on that guy. There's a ground ball to Harrison, and there's out number 1. Lucky dude.
Yeah. Work during the week.
Well, we both had worse, I'll spit it out, worse things said to us.
Yeah. On that same walk home, actually.
Yes. There's Zach Davies. He's hitting 8th today. We have VR in the 9 spot in the order. Well, they weren't real happy around here yesterday anyway. Well, they were happy with their Pirates, but their Penguins got beat.
Yeah.
Rangers even that series. Stanley Cup playoffs going on. Was made to feel better as I think I still have rookie status as a baseball announcer, but the great Mike Emmerich, hockey announcer, you hear him a lot if you follow that sport. Stanley Cup playoffs. He's a big Pirates fan. There's a ground ball and a nice stab by Jaso in the feed of Ocasio for out number 2. But Mike Emmerich, during spring training, the Pirates had him down as a guest in the booth. Greg Brown, a longtime television announcer, and I don't know if he worked with Joe Block or not, but Mike Emmerich was down there and hockey announcer for years and years, and he's kind of the third man in the booth, and maybe gave him an inning or two now and then. And he said, and I feel it. I understand where he's coming from. Man, this is, I'm used to see it, say it, up and down, back and forth. It's a little different. He's a lifelong baseball fan, as am I. But Mike Emmerich admitted that you guys, you make it seem easier than it is. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Know where you're coming from.
First of all, you're no rookie.
I've lost that status.
Yeah, I disagree with the first part of that story. You're not a rookie anymore. Third year.
Bits and pieces.
But yeah, that's what most guys say. There's a lot of time to fill in baseball, and a lot of opportunities to get yourself in trouble.
There are. And that's why one of the great pieces of advice that I have received came from you. And that advice was, there's nothing wrong with silence. Nothing wrong with a little dead air. Just let it go.
Don't force it.
Exactly.
Let the game come to you.
That's right. It's just baseball, all those other lines, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And yourself, B.A., Uke, very, very helpful. Jonathan VR.
The Brewers have been around a lot of hockey in St. Louis. They had the Blues and the Blackhawks. And here the Rangers and Penguins.
Great time of year, even if you don't follow hockey all the time. I think a lot of folks watch it now because of the intensity of the playoffs. Ocasio pretty intense early on as he gets his 4th strikeout of the game. It remains 1-0 Pittsburgh. The Brewers moving to the bottom of the 3rd. And now for our Carsoup.com trivia question. Which Pirates player won the Major League MVP, the National League Championship Series MVP, and the World Series MVP back in 1979? The We Are Family Pirates. And those are the unis that this year's Pirates are honoring. There's a broken bat. That was McCutchen to Aaron Hill, and very quickly 1 out. And that was the look in 1979. Pirates are honoring that here today. Like the team swept past the Reds in the playoffs.
You're gonna get this one in about 3 pieces.
Hop Stargell. They got a big statue of Willie out here in front of the ballpark. That's actually out beyond left field, right on the way walk home. Larger than life statue of Willie Stargell.
David Freese walked in the first inning. There it is. Hops.
He could hit him a long ways.
That menacing bat wave that he had for every pitch. Big man. Ball, 2 strikes to David Freese. Davies already with that pitch count. That was the 51st offering. We are in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, I like the way he's really establishing fastball. He just ate up Andrew McCutchen on the fastball in. That last one at 92, that's about his best bolt. Then you go with a changeup. Got to be on your toes when you're playing behind Davies. He likes to work quickly. That's why you see a lot of hitters stepping out on him, slowing him down a little bit.
Rushed him inside. You got to think that if you're playing behind him, you love that though, right?
Yeah.
Just get it, go. Get it and go.
Not a lot of waiting around. Get on your heels out there in the infield. Not with him out there.
The Pirates are doing much what the Brewers have been doing in this early portion of the season. They're making them work on the mound. That Hurdle's team, they've struggled out of the gate each of the last 2 years. As the weather gets warmer, so does his team. A little sense of panic at the up and down ways of the Pirates so far. And there's another walk. It's 3rd walk given up now by Zach Davies.
Yeah, try to change up on a full count. And missed badly with it. One
out, one on here for the Pirates. Matt Joyce is the hitter. Singled his first trip to right. Fastball from Davies. I don't think the Penguins are playing today. That's normally the goal sound. We've got the boats.
It's got the riverboat out there on the Ohio.
Get all excited here. They're thinking they're not playing, right? They played yesterday.
That's actually the Allegheny River.
Yes.
I knew that you knew that, and thank you for not correcting me.
It's all right.
Ohio's in Cincinnati.
We'll be there in a couple weeks.
That's why they called it 3 rivers. There's 3 rivers at the confluence.
Yes. There's VR. It's a tough play. Aaron Hill, and they can't get the force. Joyce is on. Back-to-back base runners after McCutchen grounded out. Infield hit for Joyce.
These shifts create a lot of very unusual plays out there in the infield. See right there, he's trying to flip it. And he had it, but not on the bag. And a good call out there at second base by Toby Bassner. Had a good jump to David Freese and able to beat the play at second.
So a little more trouble for Zach Davies. getting updated on our river knowledge here.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
Yeah, right?
The Allegheny Monongahela in the Ohio.
Exactly. Francisco Cervelli into right center on the run, and he's unable to hang on. Nieuwenhuis had it, could not hang on, and now the bases are loaded. Francisco Cervelli drops one in the right center field. It looked for an instant as though Kurt Nieuwenhuis was going to be able to make the sliding catch.
Well, he had it, but he lost it. Once he hit the ground, he got it out in the webbing. You can see him right there. Hits the ground and pops loose. And runners have to hold up, only able to advance one base.
Zach Davies getting tested more and more with each inning. Pirates stranded a pair in the first, pushed one across in the second. Could have been worse. They had runners at second and third with nobody out. And now Pittsburgh has them loaded with just one out. Gregory Polanco has walked and scored. Curve ball away.
Once again, Zach is having a difficult time getting the baseball on the ground, getting his ground ball out. The Pirates have been able to elevate a lot of these pitches that he's throwing. He could use a ground ball now.
And he gets one, but it slips through into left field, a base hit. Station to station baseball as a run is in. Bases remain loaded. 3 scores, and it's now 2-0 Pirates.
Well, you think about the hits in this inning, right? I mean, that little squibber off the bat of Joyce, the infield hit, Cervelli's base hit, almost caught out there by Nieuwenhuis, but not. And that ground ball about a foot from being a double play. Got Aaron Hill playing in with the bag, cutting down his range, and if that's over just a little bit further, I think Aaron Hill going to be able to turn 2 to end the inning.
Quick trip to the mound is pitching coach Derek Johnson along with Jonathan Lucroy. Trying to settle their guy here, Zach Davies. It's been a bumpy start for him. A lot of pitches already.
There's 15 pitches and only 1 out. Got the leadoff batter McCutcheon on the ground out to third. 3 hits and a walk since.
Josh Harrison, he's been tough to get out. Double to start today for him, and went 2 for 4 last night. Drove in a couple. Brewers looking to turn 2. Let's see if Harrison can cooperate. This one, the fastball. Harrison has driven in 6 so far this year.
Had a pretty good pitch to hit right there. It looked like fastball, maybe some cut to it that stayed up. Harrison fouled it straight back. Harrison, pretty good high ball hitter.
Long look in. 2-1 pitch. Joyce the runner at third. Cervelli at second. Polanco over at first. As the Pirates have been putting the pressure on Zach Davies in each of these first 3 innings. Two. And that is through, up the middle, and into center field. A base hit again. Just a run will score. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Pirates.
He got in on his hands, but able to muscle it into the outfield. Nothing really hit all that hard in this inning. The Pirates have been hitting him in pretty good spots. Jams him, got the way down on the handle. He got him to hit it and just muscles it over the head of VR. It's short. Well, things not going well. Another case of another pitch up in the strike zone that the Pirates have been able to elevate and find the outfield grass.
Jordy Mercer, sacrifice fly last inning, drove in the first run of the day. After the first pitch.
Well, 7 hits already for the Pirates. Getting their hits, a lot of men on base. But nothing I would say was crushed off the bat of any of these Pirates. Well, Davies just getting pitches up and they're able to dump them in the outfield.
A little bit of bad luck involved. See if Davies can get that turned around. There's a chance for a couple, and they get none as it goes through VR. This will score 2, and it's now a 5-0 lead for the Pirates.
Should have been a double play. Goodness.
Like 6-4-3 written all over it.
Not sure how they're going to score it, but that was double play written all over it. VR certainly should have been able to get to it. If he does, it's going to be a double play. Don't be surprised to give that a hit. It's certainly a ball that should have ended the inning.
Still haven't seen a ruling, but a 4-run inning here for the Pirates, and they're still going, just 1 out. Now the pitcher Juan Nicasio. Runners at the corners. Nicasio laying one down. Harrison will hold. The play is at first with a covering Jeanette and not in time. My goodness.
I'm not sure what's going on out there right now. I'm not sure if Davies didn't have a good grip on the baseball, but you can see there's somebody there. Just throw it. A little bit late getting over there. Davies decided to hold on to it a little bit too long, and Nicasio getting down that line really well, able to beat it. They still haven't made a scoring decision on that Jordy Mercer play. Craig Counsell wants to take a look at it, and I think he wants to have him go to the review.
Ruling on the field was Nicasio was able to leg it out.
Well, they just put up 2 hits, so they're going to give Jordy Mercer a hit on a ball that should have been a double play, and Nicasio was credited with a base hit at this point.
See what we have.
Well, the ruling on the field is safe, so it's going to have to be clear and convincing, and they're going to call him safe at first base. That didn't take long.
Yep.
They'll credit Jordy Mercer with a couple of RBIs on his base hit.
Now Craig Counsell making his way to the mound. 69 pitches here for Zach Davies. Mentioned it's not like they've crushed him all over the park, but the Pirates have put 5 runs on the board, and Zach Davies' day ends after just 2 1/3. 5-0 Pittsburgh as we continue. outing for Zach Davies, going 2 1/3. Really no breaks. Pitches up a little bit, Rock, but as you mentioned, it's not like they're launching him 430 feet, just in the right spots.
And bad defense, too. I mean, he didn't get any help defensively. They gave Jordy Mercer a base hit. I can understand how they give him a hit. I mean, it wasn't a routine ground ball, but you make that play, this inning's over. And well, that's the way it goes. He really didn't hit his spots all that well, and the Pirates certainly took advantage of that. I mean, their situation with runners in scoring position certainly rectified here in this inning. Coming up big, but Tyler Cravey on for the 3rd time. He hasn't pitched since Monday against the Cardinals. 2 innings, gave up a run, got called up on April 5th when Matt Garza was put on the disabled list.
The last 7 Pirates have reached, and here's John Jasel with the bases loaded. 9th man to hit here in the inning for Pittsburgh. Pirates have scored 4 times here in the inning. Now Craig Counsell needs some good innings here from Tyler Cravey.
And now you get an understanding why the Brewers made a transaction, a player move with a position player.
There's a base hit to right. That will score 1 and only 1. As Mercer is had at 3rd, it's now 6-0. This 3rd inning, a marathon inning, unfortunately, for the Brewers.
And it started out with a grounder to 3rd. Andrew McCutchen, the first batter, got him on the ground out. And the Brewers have not been able to retire a Pirate since. 10 hits already.
Eight have reached consecutively here. It started with a walk to Freeze. Here's McCutchen again.
Cravey, relatively similar style to that of Zach Davies. Doesn't throw hard. He's got a good changeup as well. Slider, curveball, 2-seam fastball.
One 1-0 to McCutchen. Good rip right there. His first homer of the season last night. Break-even pitch coming to the Pirates center fielder. Popped one past him. The ball, 2 strikes to Andrew McCutchen. Bouncing ball, Aaron Hill, the play at the plate to get the force and cut down Mercer. 2 men out.
Yeah, but the only play he had, he wasn't going to be able to get McCutchen at first. So a heads up play by the veteran. Aaron Hill able to get the out at home plate. Pretty good pitch by Cravey, eating up McCutchen. So Andrew McCutchen responsible for 2 outs already this inning. I'm not sure how many times you could say that about McCutchen.
Go figure. Two men out, and here's David Freeze. The first of 8 consecutive Pirates to reach in this inning. Freeze drawing a 1-out walk. Cravey trying to help get his team out of any further mess right now in a 5-run inning for the Pirates. Stopped by Lucroy. Both he and Francisco Cervelli working behind the plate. Day game after a night game.
It's awfully hard to try and convince Lucroy to take a day off. He doesn't catch. He wants to be over at first base.
We have a nice situation here with Lucroy and Martin Maldonado, two excellent defensive catchers. Obviously, Lucroy, as we saw when healthy 2 years ago, especially how good he can be with the bat. Three balls, one strike to David Freese. Brewers were playing with fire in the first couple of innings, gave up just the one run. That was in the second, but here in the third, the Pirates break through. A fly ball steered to Domingo Santana, and that'll do it for the Pirates finally. But a 5-run inning for Pittsburgh. A short day's work for Zach Davies. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE since 2015. And by Hupy and Abraham, 1-800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. 6-0 Pirates as we move on to the top of the fourth here in Pittsburgh. Hey, Brewer fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, you can now stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to your app store, download the free Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Brewers wherever you go. A 5-run third for the Pirates. And Juan Nicasio now with a 6-run lead as he faces Domingo Santana. Start the top of the fourth.
Yeah, Brewers still looking for the first base runner. Not much going on offensively for the Crew the last couple of days.
The team had just one hit, of course, on Thursday against the Cardinals. 3 last night. 9 up, 9 down so far against Nicasio today.
Let's see how the long layout's going to affect Nicasio out there on the mound. He was, although he was involved, he dropped down a bunt. First 4 pitches, not even close.
A walk to Santana, first base runner of the afternoon for Milwaukee. Nicasio, we mentioned, originally signed with the Rockies in 2006, made his big league debut with the Rockies in 2011. In August of that year, he was hit in the head by a line drive off the bat of Ian Desmond. It was a very scary situation for him. Suffered a fractured vertebrae, needed surgery the next day, and it ended his 2011 season. It was a frightening period of time for Nicasio and all involved with that organization. The next year he came back, but then had a knee injury that shut him down in June. Eventually was traded to the Dodgers in 2014. Now has his chance signing a free agent deal with the Pirates last December. There's Scooter Gennett, and there's a ground ball to Harrison, and he will get the one, and that's it. The force of second to retire Santana. 1 out, 1 on.
And Nicasio has been much more effective out of the bullpen than he has been as a starter, basically because of he's basically a 2-pitch pitcher. I mean, he has the 2 out of the curve and the change that he really didn't use a whole lot, not very effective. But you know, last year with the Dodgers, a 386 earned run average in 53 appearances, only 1 start. But you know, the previous 3 years as a starter, earned run average is well over 5. So he is the Pirates are trying to figure something out with him, making him a starter once again.
Big part of the Pirates' success with their pitching staff has been the ability to get ground balls. They have led the league in ground ball rates each of the last 3 years. It's a team that now the Brewers are shifting more and more, but the Pirates have been doing that for a while. There's some thought that that could help him. Brewers still trying to get a hit against him this afternoon.
I think Nicasio a little upset with that last call by the home plate umpire. Thought it was a strike. Noticeably upset about that call.
2-0 pitch to Lucroy. In the hole, and that's through, and there's the first hit of the day for Milwaukee.
Yep, came back with a fastball and a 2-0 count. He missed on the outside corner, not by much on 2 pitches, fell behind 2-0. Came in on Lucroy and able to bust that one and find the corner, or find the hole into left field. You can see pitch number 2 on Nicasio was a little bit upset. And Lucroy able to get his base hit. First hit of the day for Milwaukee.
Here's Chris Carter. Struck out in the first. One of 4 strikeout victims so far for Nicasio. Oh, and 1 the count to Chris Carter. I don't know if you heard that or not, but in the background, the official score, they have made a scoring change on the Jordy Mercer ground ball that looked to be ticketed to a double play, and Jonathan Villar could not handle it. They originally ruled it a hit. They are now going to change that to an error. There's Carter with a rope into left field. That's a base hit. Gennett rounding third. He will head home, and the Brewers are on the board. RBI single for Chris Carter.
Well, the Brewers able to, knock out a run here. They weren't able to put a run up on the board in yesterday's game, and it took them 4 innings to score here today. Chris Carter able to pick on a breaking pitch, kind of just hook it out there into left field. Maybe a changeup, actually. That was an 0-2 count, and Carter able to drive in the Brewers' first run.
So there you go. Brewers get on the board, and now here's Ramon Flores.
Also take a hit away from Jordy Mercer, add an error to VR, and take away 1 RBI. So Mercer with just 1 RBI. He's got 2 on the day, not 3.
So of the 6 runs allowed, 5 are earned off of Zach Davies. Now the Brewers trying to battle back a little bit. A run in and 2 runners on. Ramon Flores getting his first or his 5th start. First this season out in left. Was out in center last night for the Crew. Nicasio ahead, a ball, 2 strikes. This with a fastball.
He's got good life on that fastball. It looked like it had a little bit of a cut on it at 95. Nicasio with a 6-run lead starting the inning. Now the Brewers able to get a hold of one, get right back into this game.
Two pitch. You mentioned it, Rock. You wondered what that was. A long time in the dugout.
Yeah, it was about a half hour, half inning.
Every bit of it.
It was a long time that he was in that dugout. Although he did get in that bat, he did have some activity, but it was a while between pitches for Nicasio. Sometimes that has an effect.
A full count to Ramon Flores. And bounced up there, and the bases are loaded. Oh, here we go.
Man, not sure what that was. You have a 5-run lead, and you start spiking breaking pitches on a full count. That gets your manager, and particularly your pitching coach, a little bit perturbed. And here comes Ray Searage to have a chat. Maybe talk about that pitch selection.
Searage was not in the park on Friday night, personal reasons, but has been back since, back last night and obviously this afternoon. As he tries to settle Juan Nicasio here, the Brewers.
You only have 30 seconds with the new rule this year. From the time you step out of the dugout, 30 seconds is it. So you got to be quick with your comments.
Another one of the pace of play initiatives. So Ray Searage has his say, and now Aaron Hill will try to have his speak with the bat with the bases loaded. He has driven in 2 runs early this season. Chance to pick up a couple more right here. Now Nicasio struggling with his location.
Different pitcher. The first 3 innings he was spot on. He just can't find it right now. Got to take advantage of it. Get a good pitch to hit and drive a gap, clear the bases.
In the air, shallow right, and that will carry into foul territory. Jaso the catch, runner tags, but applying the brakes is Lucroy, and he'll retreat.
That's a nice play by Jaso, I'll tell you. You'll never be able to convince anybody with the Brewers that he hadn't played a whole lot of first base. I mean, very rarely do you have a play like that behind home plate. That is a big league play by a first baseman. He's got his back to the infield and able to reach out and make the catch and keep Lucroy at third base. That's a good play. It's not an easy catch.
Good catch, good throw. Bases stay loaded. And there are 2 men out of the inning for Kirk Nieuwenhuis. Brewers have scored a run in this inning. They can push another run or 2 across at least. Chance to get right back in this. Nicasio ready with the 0-1.
Now you're struggling out there on the mound, and your first baseman makes a terrific play to get an out for it. That could turn your whole inning and your game around. A lot of confidence. You know, position players picking up the pitcher, something that the Brewers defense wasn't able to do for Davies.
Neuenhuis to left center, a base hit, and that's going to score a couple. Runners at the corners, and the Brewers are getting right back into the game. Big 2-out, 2-run single for Kirk Neuenhuis.
And Nicasio making another mistake on an 0-2 count. Chris Carter with a base hit on an 0-2 count, and now Neuenhuis able to poke one out into center field with the bases loaded. It's a big 2-out RBI for Kirk Neuenhuis. Good piece of hitting, not trying to pull it. Not a bad pitch either by Nicasio, but a little bit too good. And Neuenhuis with a couple of RBIs. Good piece of hitting.
Lucroy and Carter are in, and now Colin Walsh will come in to pinch hit. Collins still looking for his first hit.
And just to keep in mind, the Brewers bench a bit short today. They sent down Kean Broxton to make room for Davies, so now only 3 left on the bench: Maldonado, Rivera, and Braun.
Brewers have cut that deficit in half in the inning as Walsh a swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the 4th, but they chip away, scoring 3 times. It's now a 6-3 lead for the Pirates.
Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Our crew in the community now, the Milwaukee Brewers Community Involvement Initiative, known as the Community Achievers Award, will recognize residents throughout the state of Wisconsin each month during the season for displaying extraordinary efforts in their community. All adults and school-aged children throughout the state of Wisconsin are eligible to participate. To nominate someone for the Community Achievers Award, visit Brewers.com and click on the Community Foundation tab. Kirk Neuenhuis with that big 2 RBI single. He's got 4 RBIs in very limited play in the outfield, and he told me that he's hoping he can be a late bloomer in the majors like he was a late bloomer getting into baseball. He said he was all about football and basketball in high school, didn't actually play baseball till near his senior year, And of course, he bounced around between the Mets and Angels a couple of times last season and trying to land a job here in Milwaukee with Keon Broxton out now. That rotation in the outfield narrows quite a bit, and going to give him and Flores a lot more chances out there.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. Yeah, some perseverance there. And speaking of perseverance, Chris Capuano now on the mound for the Brewers. I think perseverance, that's an understatement with him.
Yeah, right. 2 Tommy John surgeries, an 18-game winner with the Brewers in his first go-around with the team. 6th appearance, a .450 earned run average. He last pitched on Thursday against the Cardinals. 2 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits for Capuano. So you figure maybe Capuano to give Craig Counsell at least 2 innings here.
Matt Joyce in the air, center field, and that'll drop right in front of Neuenhuis.
Everything they're hitting is dropping. Little jam shot, and Joyce able to find the outfield. Hadn't been a lot of really hard hit balls by the Pirates in this game. Right off the end of the bat, and dumps it out there in the left center. Joyce 3 for 3.
10 hits now for the Pirates this afternoon. They had 8 straight reach in what turned out to be a 5-run 3rd inning for Pittsburgh. The Brewers put 3 on the board in the top of the 4th. So a long way to go. Capuano trying to hold down his end of the deal. See if the Brewers can continue to get back into the game.
And Cappy controls the running game extremely well. He's always had a good move to the plate. A good move to first. He's quick to home plate, I should say, and very aware of trying to keep these guys close.
Joyce off the bag at first. Cervelli 1 for 2. He lined to left in the first, singled and scored in that big 3rd inning. And now a 3-0 count to Cervelli. Every inning the Brewers have labored here against this Pirates lineup.
Yeah, it's been a grind today, hasn't it? Every out, it's like pulling teeth.
Swinging 3-0. As poorly as this game has started, the Brewers, they could keep these Pirates in check here for next couple 3 innings. A great chance to get back. Nicasio retired the first 9 Brewers he faced, but then Milwaukee got to him in the 4th. Maybe they have figured him out at least a little bit this afternoon, going through that lineup 2nd time around.
Yeah, the way this game is going for Pittsburgh, they look up there and say it's 6-3. Feels like we're up by 10-0, but you know, you're right. I mean, Nicasio came out a little bit flat after that long layoff, and the Brewers able to capitalize largely on no ball 2-strike mistakes by Nicasio in that inning.
Pirates have hit into 14 double plays this year. That's the most in the league, but a walk here to Cervelli, and after Joyce starts the inning with a single to center, Cervelli walks, and the Pirates have another threat going. Chris Capuano finding the going difficult here in the 4th. Now Gregory Gregory Polanco will step in. Absolutely nothing remotely easy for the Brewers this afternoon. Polanco getting the start in left today. Starling Marte not in the lineup. He was hit by a pitch last night and wrist area, so they have held him out of the lineup. Polanco, of course, primarily the right fielder for the Pirates, but last year he played in left field, appeared in 8 games over there.
And the guy that's filling in for Marte is 3 for 3. So really not a problem offensively. Matt Joyce getting into the game.
Joyce at second. Francisco Cervelli, the runner, at first. Polanco has singled, walked. He has scored twice. He has driven in a run. Pirates stranded a couple in the first, pushed a run across in the second, and a big 5-run third inning. A short day's work for Zach Davies, 2 1/3. Gave up 6 runs, 5 of which were earned. Tyler Cravey finished up that third inning, and now Chris Capuano on in the fourth and in some trouble. Lifted out of play off the bat of Polanco.
And the Brewers have Polanco about as straight away as you're going to see him play any hitter. Pretty shallow in left, straight away in center and right. And this is almost like the 1979 infield position, the way guys used to do it. You don't see too many hitters like this anymore.
Old school alignment.
Right.
You almost feel compelled to point that out every time they play straight up.
Yeah, it's where they were designed to play back in the old days.
Back when shortstops really played shortstop.
Yeah.
Etc.
And it's kind of unusual these days. Wow, look at him.
Breaking news here in Pittsburgh.
It's about as standard as it gets in baseball these days.
Brewers shifting more, seemingly more this year than what we have seen. It's certainly a year ago. But not so much here against Gregory Polanco. Bouncing ball to Carter. And he'll make the play himself at first as the runners advance. Now second and third with 1 out here in the fourth. One out, runners at the corners. Honor that 1979 team here today, which Pirates player won the Baseball MVP award, the National League Championship Series MVP, and the World Series MVP back in 1979. Pops. Willie Stargell.
Hit some big home runs in that playoff stretch.
A terrific team they had in the decade of the 70s. Won the World Series in 71 as well as 79. Josh Harrison fouls it back. Talked about popular figures in the history of this franchise. That We Are Family team. More than 2 decades as a Pirate. 7-time All-Star, a Hall of Famer. And one of the great leaders that this Pirates franchise has ever had.
Forever immortalized here in front of PNC Park.
Harrison with a liner that's snagged by VR, unable to double off Joyce over at third. 2 men out here in the fourth.
Manny Sanguillen, the catcher for the Pirates back in those days, or Jim Gantner would say, Sandy Manguillen. Kent Jacoby, the closer. Bill Robinson, Dave Parker. Mike Easler, Rennie Stennett, former Brewer manager Phil Garner.
Yeah. A good year that year.
Yeah.
Nearly 300.
Bill Madlock.
We'll go ahead and walk Jordy Mercer to get to the pitchers, so they'll load the bases.
Guy we're going to see tomorrow, Bert Blyleven, starter on that ball club.
That's right. Yeah. Bruce Keeson on that club, the Candyman, John Candelaria. Not bad.
No.
A great 7-game series with the Orioles. And clinching it in Baltimore.
Yeah. Remember Omar Moreno. Good names. Always fun to reminisce about some of the players and teams back in, I guess, 79 is now the old days.
It's the old days. It is. As much as we don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
It's a great thing about this sport, though. You can rattle off names. And
what were you doing in 79?
I was in high school. Actually, our high school uniforms were a lot like this. We just weren't very good.
Yeah.
Our coach decided to design it after that in Dayton, Ohio. Not exactly Pirates country. Casio had what turned out to be a bunt single last trip in that long 3rd inning for the Pirates. Capuano trying to get out of this with the bases loaded. Pretty decent looking cut. Capuano out in front, 2 strikes and nothing. Non-roster invitee. Go back to 1999 when D-backs took him in the 8th round. Great year for the Brewers back in 05, an 18-game winner. Craig Counsell needing his veteran to try to keep his club in the game here. And that is strike 3 called. So Capuano is in trouble, but he pitches his way out of it. And the Brewers go down by 3.
At 10-3 in favor of the Pirates, but the Brewers only down by 3. And a reminder that the Brewers 5-county 5-day celebration gets underway this Wednesday night against the Twins. And as part of the celebration, fans can get half-price tickets to all homestand, all games this homestand as the Brewers take on the Twins and the Phillies. Go to brewers.com/5-county. Been that kind of day.
It's been a little rough, but still in it, right?
Yeah.
Still in it. 6-3 Pirates as Jonathan Villar will lead off. 9-1-2 in the order for the Crew. Twins, by the way, trailing the Angels 2-1. They're in the bottom of the fourth at Target Field. Twins have won their last 2 after dropping their first 9. So we'll see Chase Anderson tomorrow and Willie Peralta on Tuesday. Phil Hughes and Irvin Santana scheduled starters for Paul Molitor's team, pair of right-handers. Well, the Brewers scored 3 in the fourth. See what they can come up with against Nicasio here in inning number 5. Rockies lead the Cubs 1-0 in the 5th. Jake Arrieta yesterday again just terrific. He just throws nothing but zeros.
8 innings. Shutout baseball.
And he is on a historically impressive stretch. Villar back up the middle off the glove of Nicasio and not in time. So Villar reaches to begin the 5th. Infield single for Villar.
Well, maybe the Brewers might get something to fall here once in a while. So that right off the glove, it looked like Nicasio was going to be able to make the play, but not able to grab it. Just knocked it down right off the thumb of the glove and squirts away far enough for Villar to get a base hit. And now the top of the order coming up.
So here we go. Domingo Santana. A ground out to short and then a walk in the last inning. There's a line drive and a base hit to left. And here come the Brewers. First 2 have reached here in the inning.
Not sure how long Clinton Hurdle is going to stick with Nicasio because his last 2 innings have not been very good. So the first 2 hitters able to reach on base hits. That Pirates bullpen starting to move around a little bit here in the 5th. Pirates had a 6-0 lead. Brewers packing away.
Scooter Gennett try to keep moving this along. First 2 have reached. Here's your Powerball home run leaderboard. Ryan Braun at the top there, but Scooter Gennett, Chris Carter right there with him with 3 homers apiece. Scooter showing a little power in these first couple of weeks. If he wants to now, that's great. Base hit would be just fine too.
Yeah, short porch out there and right. Got to hit at least 21 feet high, but it's a short porch out there. Only 320 down the line.
Well, a chance for the Brewers here to continue to inch ever closer to the Pirates. All 3 of his RBIs coming via the long ball. Villar on the move and in the throw down to third, and he is out. Wow.
What are we doing out there? We're down by 3 runs, nobody out. Top of the order coming up, and he just serve up and out on a silver platter. Just can't make mistakes like that. No excuse for that. Looks like he might have been safe initially, but came off the bag. Can't be making outs on the bases. Initially out or safe, but you see the way Freese able to keep the glove on the body, and he finally came off.
One out. Santana the runner at first. And Nicasio ready with a 1-1 pitch to Gennett. And this has popped up. Mercer says he has it. 2 outs.
I get, maybe try and steal a base with the bottom of the order up. I mean, even trying to steal third base with nobody out, not normally a good idea, but particularly not a good idea when you have your best hitters coming up and you're down by 3 runs. Never make the first or third out at third base. I don't think he ever actually had the bag. Right there he did, but I think the tag was already applied. And then he comes off.
A big mistake there. 2 men out. Santana remains the runner at first, and Jonathan Lucroy at the plate. And this is it in the air. Very shallow right. Harrison will take charge. And a promising inning goes to waste here for the Brewers. The first 2 reached, but that was it. Halfway through, 6-3 Pittsburgh.
Pirates as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and our Down on the Farm report takes us to AAA Colorado Springs. Believe it or not, snow the last 2 days, so no games for them, but really good news, as you can see here by this picture. Jorge Lopez, promising young starter in this Brewer organization, elated to have his son Michael home. He spent the first 2 years of his life in hospitals fighting off numerous types of health issues. And this picture taken just the other day for Jorge, and I would not be surprised if he has a good start to the season at AAA if we don't see him at some point before the 2016 season is up, if not next year, of course. But great news on the personal side for one of our young prospects.
Yeah, it's got to be a tough thing to have to deal with. You try and make your mark in baseball. You've got family issues like that. He's got to feel real good at this point. And you're right. I mean, highly talented prospect, and would not be surprised to see him up here at some point this year.
Bud mentioned about the help that he got from his teammates and the organization, all the medical costs involved there. It's very promising news, as Craig Kashan just told us about. John Jaso leading off here in the bottom of the 5th for Pittsburgh. Well, the Brewers had a little something going, the first 2 reaching top half of this inning. Villar and Santana, but Villar 2 men out and nobody on, trying to steal third, and he was cut down. And that changed the complexion of the inning. A couple of pop-ups, and the Brewers come away empty. Now they move on, and they continue to need good innings from Chris Capuano.
Brewers still looking for their first 3-up, 3-down inning. They could use it in a bad way.
Jaso with a couple of singles, an RBI single in that 5-run third for Pittsburgh. And right into the shift. That'll work. That's Villar, and that's out number 1.
Hey, Matty, get your spandex ready for the first ever superhero night at Miller Park, presented by Quick Trip. That's on Saturday, April 30th. The Brewers battle the Marlins, and fans who get a special ticket package will get a Jonathan Lucroy superhero bobblehead. Visit brewers.com/theme nights.
My spandex ready?
It's in the back of the closet somewhere, isn't it?
I don't think so. You?
Oh, no. No, nobody wants to see that.
It's a very good point.
I think Kashan's got it, though. It works out.
You're just looking at a little jab back. You were shaken by that little toss he had for you last night, weren't you?
Yeah, that was good. Talking about the winery. Rock, you'd be even interested in this. They've got a winery over there at the Roberto Clemente Museum. I think that's what he was talking about.
I believe it was. I know it shook you up.
Not that the Roberto Clemente Museum's not enough to get me interested. He's got to throw the wine in there.
So if you so happen to have a bottle or so to bring back, you wouldn't want to talk about it then, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm not a big wine drinker anyway. I don't know where he came up with that.
You two have a good back and forth.
Yeah.
I was going to say start. It didn't start. St. Louis. In the last week or so, you guys had a little good banter.
Yeah.
Craig's his college career.
You got to understand how far back Craig and I go.
I understand.
Do not bring up my college career.
No.
You can't do that anymore. That's not, like once a road trip.
Yeah, Craiger, we started Brewers Live back in the old days.
Yes, we did. Hate to say old days, but you're
Yeah.
right. We opened up Miller Park with it, Rock, back in '01.
That's right.
McCutchen with a fly ball hit back into center field, and that is gone. Dead center field. Andrew McCutchen, his second homer in as many games.
It was only a matter of time for McCutchen. He was going to start getting his. It took a while to get the first one, but now they sometimes come in bunches when the home run hitters get that bat dialed in. Out over the plate. I think it might have been a changeup. I'm not sure. Capuano's got that good changeup that has a little bit of a cut to it. And that's where the big boys hit him right there. Ryan Braun had one out there a couple of nights ago.
So unfortunately, McCutchen warming up. Now he was responsible for 2 outs in that long third inning, but he has homered again as he did last night. Goes deep today, and now David Freese, the hitter. So we try to have a little fun, and then McCutchen has to just douse us.
Yeah, we just got to stop at that point.
Apparently. A 7-3 ball game.
Well, we started Brewers Live pre-game. We had a couple of aluminum chairs by the Brewers dugout on the warning track, and I did about 3 hits and then went up and did the game, and Craig pressed on down there. That was before we had a set.
Now it's very nice.
Big league.
Absolutely. Augie and Davey. And you on post game. Brewers Live post game.
Yeah.
And some appearances by Craig Counsell, right?
That's
before
right.
he
Yeah.
moved on to other work. 2-2 pitch. That's sharply hit and by a diving VR. That is hit number 12 for Pittsburgh this afternoon, and we are just in the 5th.
Yeah, Cappy getting his pitches up. I think Zach Davies had a difficult time getting the baseball down. Now Cappy leaving some pitches up in the zone. A 2-2 pitch from Capuano, and David Freese hits it hard. Fastball.
So the theme of nothing easy continuing today for Milwaukee. One out, one on, and so far one in. Swing and a miss for Matt Joyce. He has had the day. A 3-for-3 afternoon so far for Matt Joyce.
Yeah, 4th at bat, and it's only the 5th.
Start in right field as they swing Polanco to left. Starling Marte not in the lineup. Got hit by a pitch last night. Pirates were much later than usual releasing the lineup. They just wanted to see where Marte was, if he could go to begin the game, but that is not the case.
Yeah, with Matt Joyce's 3 hits, that wrist is feeling better every minute.
Bet it is. Marte's been a hot hitter and a Gold Glove winner a year ago. Showed why with a great catch on Friday, robbing Chris Carter of a home run. The ball, 2 strikes to Matt Joyce. Jaso began with a ground ball to short. The McCutchen blast to center. David Freese single to left. Chris Capuano, the 3rd pitcher so far today for the Crew. Zach Davies started. It lasted just 2 1/3. 2-2 pitch coming to Joyce. Day of labor for this Brewers pitching staff. Brewers have shown an ability to get to Nicasio here in the last couple of innings. Three in the 4th, had a threat going in the 5th. Just trying to keep them, I'm going to say close. 4 runs, not close, but they can't afford to fall behind any further. Pirates have a wobbly bullpen, although it was good last night. More than wobbly, they've really struggled, the Pirates. Last night was not the case as they went with Tony Watson and Mark Melancon, their top of the line setup man and closer. They've had a rough stretch at times at bullpen for Pittsburgh.
And you would figure that bullpen's going to be actively involved in this game not too long from now. And Nicasio's pitch count's getting up there. Another walk issued by the Brewers. So Matt Joyce has been on all 4 times. Hey, the Jim from Schofield is today's time of the game winner. They call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. They get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Friday night game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Two on, one out for Francisco Cervelli. He has reached 2 of his 3 plate appearances. A walk in the 4th, a single he scored in the 3rd. It's tough now for Capuano to get into some rhythm. Pirates scored the first 6 runs of the game. Brewers put 3 on the board in the 4th. And a promising inning turned sour quickly in the 5th. And now the Pirates are ready with a run across. And threatening for more in the bottom half of inning number 5.
Yeah, Brewers had the tying run of the play with nobody out in that top of the 5th. And ran themselves out of the inning.
A ball, a strike to Francisco Cervelli. Chris Capuano. That's in that year in 05. He led the league in starts that year with 35, and 7 years later with the Dodgers he led the league in starts with 33. An 18-12 season of 05. That's the standout year for him.
All that after 2 Tommy John surgeries.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 2, not 1, 2.
Craig Counsell, knowing Capuano well, liked enough what he saw in the Cactus League and knew enough of his history, veteran presence, someone who can go out there and give you some innings, and that's what he's trying to do this afternoon. It's not easy, though. Chacon runs 2 or 3-1 rather to Cervelli.
And he'll help you with a crossword puzzle. He's pretty smart.
We need all the help we can get.
Yeah.
Duke University grad, a Blue Devil.
ACC.
Oh, here we go.
Come on.
Clemson Tiger.
No, Pitt's in the ACC.
Yeah, yep. And I know you were scouting their football spring game yesterday to help the Fighting Dabos, Dabo Sweeney.
Right.
Bouncing ball to Aaron Hill, to Jeanette, on to first and around the horn, double play. Nicely done. Pirates get a run and threaten for more, but the Brewers get a double play. It's 7-3 Pittsburgh.
Pirates lead 7-3. What a gorgeous Sunday here in Pittsburgh. We understand the same kind of nice weather out in Wisconsin as well. Chris Carter is set to lead off this inning for the Brewers. Had an RBI single earlier in this game, and he pulled that one down the left field line. Carter using all fields so far early in his Brewer career. You know, he's known as the big home run hitter. And I talked to him the other day, and he said right now he's just trying to take that nice, easy swing and take it wherever the ball is right now. He's not trying to do too much or take the pitch somewhere where he knows he can't. And so far, so good. I mean, yesterday he came in to the game with a 300 batting average. His on-base percentage is very high, and his on-base plus slugging was over 1,000 as well. So this guy offensively has been somewhat of a surprise early on.
Man, he's got really good opposite field power. He has not hit or hasn't pulled a single home run yet. Had one taken away here on Friday night, but you know, Carter with incredible power. He doesn't have to try and pull the baseball to hit home runs.
He just shattered his bat, and the ball will roll foul.
He's down 2 bats already today. He threw one. Fan grabbed it. This one breaks in half. And Freese lets it roll foul. There's plenty more where that came from. Every one of the position players has his own bat bag. He can put as many as a dozen, maybe even 15 bats in that bag. It's not the way it was when I played. Maybe carry three bat bags. Maybe on a 10-day road trip you bring 6 bats. Got a little hairy at the end of a trip.
A little nervous.
Start borrowing bats. For those that played every day.
You had to find somebody willing enough to give it up, right? Probably not always easy.
And depending on who you're giving it to, I mean, you're almost saying, I know I'm not getting this one back. It's going to break.
On your book, you write about that, right? Well, one of the chapters of your book.
Yeah.
What goes into getting a bat that feels right for you? How do you want it 30 ounces, 32, 33?
Handle width, barrel, swing weight, all that kind of stuff. It's all a lot goes into it. Everybody's different.
I have not had the chance. I know you and BA have talked about it. I have not had the chance to talk about your book. These Walls Could Talk. You and Drew Olson. I am in the process right now on this trip of reading it. Very, very entertaining.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of different things that people don't really, think about. Team travel, what goes on in the clubhouse, ordering equipment, how well these guys are fed.
They do not go hungry.
No, they don't. They're top notch too.
Carter takes a called 3rd strike. And that's a 6 punch out for Nicasio, first out of the inning. All those cold 3rd strikes.
Yep, that one right at the bottom of the strike zone. And Nicasio hasn't had a clean inning since 3rd.
Ramon Flores steps in. That sounded good out to center field. McCutchen on the run and at the track. 2 men out.
And nothing to it for Andrew McCutchen. He's spent a lot of time in that PNC center field. Although the Pirates have these guys playing a lot more shallow this year, and emphasis is going to be on going back on baseballs, and no problem for Andrew McCutchen about halfway on the warning track.
2 outs, bases empty for Aaron Hill. Line to left, and he is popped out to first. Nice play by John Jaso, a running catch in foul territory. Veteran coming over, part of that deal with the Diamondbacks. Player to keep in mind of that, Isan Diaz, very promising 19-year-old now in this Brewers system. Shortstop.
Yeah. Brewers pretty deep at the middle infielders spot. Got a lot of very good middle infielders. Short, second. A position of strength down in the minor leagues.
Chance for David Freese, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. And the Brewers unable to cut into the deficit. Remains 7-3 Pittsburgh. Pirates leading the Brewers 7-3. Early on this season, some of your storylines. Take a look at what Josh Donaldson is doing with the Blue Jays. Terrific start for him. Chris Sale, we saw him at Miller Park in an interleague game with the White Sox last year. White Sox a good start for that ball club, and Manny Machado has helped the Orioles to an 8-3 record. These are guys you expect big things from, and then there are, well, you know, Bryce Harper is going to pound the ball as he has, as the Nats off to a 9-1 start. Trevor Story, he made news in the first 2-3 days of the season, showing that power for the Rockies. And Vince Velasquez, a trade with the Astros, Ken Giles trade. Look at that, he had 16 in his last outing.
25 punch outs in 15 innings, not bad. Double switch for Craig Counsell. Rivera over at third base, and Blaine Boyer on here in the 6th.
And he will face Gregory Polanco.
And Boyer last pitched on, actually this is his first appearance on his road trip. Now April 9th against the Astros at a 3-down inning. I should say he pitched an inning and 2/3 and retired all 5 that he faced.
And there's a base hit to left for Polanco to start inning number 6. So it continues what has been more than a trend. It's been the rule here for the Pirates. They have yet to be retired in order. There's Josh Harrison. Well, Craig Counsell, as we were telling you about guys like Trevor Story and some of these guys off to hot starts. And somebody was asking him about Keon Broxton a couple of days ago, and he said that's kind of how it works early in the year. You have guys who are raking and guys who are struggling. And obviously Trevor Story is one of those who's raking, and likewise guys like Machado and Bryce Harper. Everything, it does tend to get magnified at the beginning of the year.
Right. Yep. You look at Broxton. I mean, you go through an 0 for 15, you know, in the middle of the season, and you're playing every day, no big deal. But to start the year, it's kind of snowballs on you. Remember Jonathan Lucroy last year? Just could not buy a hit early in the year. But you know, when they start out 0 for, it gets in your head very quickly, particularly for a guy like Broxton who's young. You start losing a little bit of confidence. I think it was a good move. That not that anybody asked my opinion, but you know, get him down in the minor leagues, get him some confidence, play some baseball. We have not seen the last of Keon Broxton. He's certainly in the plans going forward for Milwaukee.
Yeah, let him get into the flow of the season. We can get on the lineup card. Polanco is running as Harrison fouls it out of play.
So the Brewers are going to be shorthanded on the bench for a while. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. Remember, tomorrow and Tuesday you've got the designated hitter. So essentially you're only going to have 3 players on the Brewers bench for interleague play tomorrow and Tuesday. But the good news there is you don't have to pinch hit for the pitcher.
Very true. Those two teams will take their act to Miller Park Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. Talk about hot starts, players like Trevor Story. We saw Tyler White to the Astros last week. Jeremy Hazelbaker, who has seemingly come from nowhere. But you get some of these guys who are pretty highly touted and come in and make a lot of noise. Or last year, Jock Peterson. The first couple months he had for the Los Angeles Dodgers, made himself an all-star. And then the second half of the season came along, and his numbers plummeted.
Right. I mean, sooner or later the league catches up to you. If they identify a weakness, they will wear it out. That's a big thing. The big difference between AAA and the major leagues. These scouting reports, the defense, they do the shifting on you, and you have to make adjustments because the league's going to make adjustments, whether you're a pitcher or you're a position player.
Great game, but like any sport at a high level, they find a weakness, they will wear you out.
Yeah.
Boyer with the 0-2 to Harrison. Boyer, the 4th pitcher this afternoon. He, along with Chris Capuano, the non-roster invitees to make the 25-man to start the year. 34 years old. Busy man for the Twins a year ago. Oh, 2 pitch again coming to Josh Harrison with Polanco the runner at first. To left field. Flores. 1 out.
Yeah, and then you have guys like Harrison, right, who kind of get it as they go. You know, he never really set the world on fire early on. You know, kind of a a utility player. You're not sure if he was going to make it or not, and then all of a sudden he found it. He got an opportunity. There were some injuries. He got some playing time, and all of a sudden, not only was he an all-star, but signed a big contract. That happens too.
Yeah, it does. It's that. I mean, you lived it. You would know it. And you see it all the time, especially at this sport, this level. You have an intensity to you, but you just can't let yourself get to feeling too good about yourself or beat yourself up too much. It's a long year. You're going to have, as counsel says, you have to fail to succeed sometimes.
Yeah. This game has a way of biting you. I mean, once you feel like you've got it figured out, it's going to get you.
Jordy Mercer at the plate. Boyer missing with a fastball.
It's what you do and what you think about on that bench when things aren't going well. That's what separates the good ones from the also-rans. I mean, the guys that are going to be all-stars, the McCutchens, the Brawns, guys like that. What are you thinking about? Do you have that confidence? It's easy to have confidence when you're swinging the bat well and getting hits. But what goes through your mind when you're in one of those 0 for 15s?
It's one thing I've heard over the years, even talking to the college guys who go on to play either in the NBA or the NHL. There's the obvious physical tools that you have to have, but like they all say, it's the neck up that makes the difference.
Yep.
How you handle it when things aren't going well, and on the flip side, how you handle things when they are. Keep it all in line. Mercer with a liner to right, and the Pirates yet again are threatening.
Everybody in the starting lineup now, including the pitcher with base hits now for Pittsburgh.
Hurdle will go to his bench. The day will end for Juan Nicasio. This is Cole Figueroa. Come on to pinch hit. For the Pirates starter. Still has his rookie status, looking for his first hit. Made his big league debut with the Rays a couple of years ago. Played a couple of games for the Yankees last season. Not one inning has been easy for Brewers pitchers this afternoon.
No. We're talking, multiple at-bats every inning. It's not just, 4 or 5 at-bats.
To left field, Flores coming on, and there are 2 outs.
This game could be well out of hand for Milwaukee had the Pirates been able to come up big with runners in scoring position. Right now, they're 5 for 15, and all 5 hits came in the 3rd inning. So they've had opportunities, but haven't been able to cash in the other innings.
There you see the story. So John Jaso, top of the order. Already his 5th at bat of the day. Single to left center in the first, single to right, run scoring single in the third. Also a couple of ground balls, one to second, one to short. Warrior missing with a curveball. Zach Davies started, followed by Tyler Cravey and Chris Capuano. Capuano went 2 innings. 2-0 pitch. Twins continue to trail the Angels 2-1 as that game has moved on to the 7th. Rockies lead the Cubs 1-0. Pitching duel at Wrigley Field. The Reds and the Cardinals are tied at 3 in the 7th in St. Louis. And a strike as Jaso's going to have to go get his bat. Not on yet. 3-1 the count.
Umpires love this. Right at the bottom of the zone, and thank you very much, Chad Fairchild.
So we talk about the old days. Maybe it still applies today. It's like, if this is close, you may want to take a cut here. We'll see.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. You're right. Again, and the bases are loaded.
He made sure that time he didn't flip that bat too soon.
One of those days.
Yeah, one of those days, but the Brewers are only down by 4 runs. That's the thing.
They fell behind 6-0 and then scored 3 times in the 4th, and it's like that, you're right back in the fight.
I mean, it really seems like the game should be out of hand, but it's not.
Huge moment here. Bases loaded for McCutchen, who homered to center in the 5th. And a fly ball hit into right center field. And Neuenhuis and Santana, they brush each other, and even that wasn't easy, but the catch is made and the inning is over. At it all the way, says Kurt. Still 7-3 Pirates through 6. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. A 7-3 ball game here in Pittsburgh. The Pirates leading the Milwaukee Brewers. Pirates are stranded 13, so the Brewers still in it now. Sean Rodriguez comes into the game. He'll play first base. And on the mound is a hard throwing right-hander, Archimedes Caminero.
Yeah, worked the scoreless ninth inning against the Cardinals. I think it was on Thursday afternoon. Has been unscored upon in 2 of his last 3 appearances.
Begin this top half of the 7th inning.
That Thursday actually against the Tigers.
Yep. Kirk Neuenhuis at the plate, presented by Blaze Pizza. It was done today. 2-run knock in the 4th inning. That made it a 6-3 game.
Yeah, see, that's some pretty good cheese. 99 miles an hour for Caminero. Fastball slider. Had a real good year last year. 73 appearances and a 5-1 record, all out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he can touch 100, and he almost smacked Neuenhuis there.
That just as many strikeouts as innings pitched a year ago. He will walk batters. 29 walks, 73 strikeouts in 74 2/3 innings.
Most by a rookie reliever. Most appearances by a rookie a year ago. Out of the bullpen. There's a bouncer to Rodriguez, and there's out number 1. Mentioned at the beginning of this series, he can certainly touch 100.
Yeah, the Pirates got this guy last year in the offseason from the Marlins for cash. It wasn't a trade. It was just they got him for cash.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good deal.
That's a very good deal.
I mean, he's very effective out of that Pirates pen last year.
101 on the gun to Yadiel Rivera. Foul tip, and it's 0-2. Juan Nicasio, 6 innings, a 5-hit, 3-run ball. Turns it over now to Clint Hurdle's bullpen.
Only had the 1 bad inning. That was the 4th after he sat in that dugout for such a long time when the Pirates are up in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but he settled down nicely. He retired the last 5 that he faced.
And Rivera a wave and a miss. Quickly 2 men out here in the 7th. Hey, watch the Brewers on the go. Stop by the Fox Sports Go booth outside section 105 at Miller Park on Wednesday, April 20th. This Wednesday, when the Brewers take on the Twins, download the Fox Sports Go app and get a free cinch bag or Brewers schedule poster while supplies last. Visit foxsportswisconsin.com and click on upcoming events for details. Jonathan Villar with 2 outs and the bases empty.
101 that last pitch.
At least 2 of them in that triple digit area. This has been a shaky part of the deal early for the Pirates, but Caminero making it look easy here in this 7th inning as the Brewers, for the 5th time today, are retired in order. Only 5 hits so far this afternoon for the Brewers. We are now through 6 1/2. With the Pirates leading Milwaukee 7-3. We'll leave it here at PNC Park.
In 2003, Terry Atchison was a member of the U.S. Army. During his deployment, Terry was involved in a rollover accident, resulting in multiple extensive injuries. Operation Troop Appreciation has worked with Terry as he continues to heal and move forward with civilian life, providing him with a new bed and essential household items when he moved into his new apartment. Terry is well on his way to recovery, and the Pirates, Sport Clips, and Operation Troop Appreciation are honored to say welcome home and thank you to Terry. And now here to lead us with God Bless America is Mike Luft.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you to follow the bouncing Smiley Cookie and join everyone.
Yes. Holding a 4-run lead. 7 runs on 14 hits, but it's not like they are scalding the ball all over the place. They're just finding the right spots at the right time, and sometimes less than stellar defense, but Pirates are doing what they need to do. There's Josh Harrison just beyond the outstretched glove of Jonathan Villar. 5-run third, and they've been tacking on a few since, as Carlos Torres now the 5th pitcher this afternoon for Milwaukee.
Yeah, 14 hits, 6 walks, a lot of base runners. Had the Pirates been able to execute runners in scoring position a little bit better, this game would be out of hand. You know, the Pirates have not struck out once today. That's the one thing they've been able to do, is put the ball in play, and they've been finding the holes.
David Freese. Yeah, a game where you're stranding 13, and that's where the Pirates are right now. I think that could haunt you, but they are in control. The Brewers have yet to put Pirates down in order.
But they're still in the game.
They are.
That's the amazing thing, the way this game is going. And you would think that the Pirates had this one well in hand, but not the case.
Yeah, you'd love to see them hurt the dents in that bullpen a little bit, although Archimedes Caminero retired the Brewers in order the top half of the inning. It's been a vulnerable group.
Yeah, back-to-back days for Carlos Torres out there in the mound. Pitched last night, a scoreless 7th inning.
Follows Blaine Boyer in an inning. Chris Capuano went 2. Zach Davies went just 2 1/3 before Tyler Cravey had to come on and finish up that 3rd inning. It's the difference right now, that 5-run 3rd for Pittsburgh. And a full count to the leadoff hitter for the Pirates. Every inning has been a big-time struggle for this Brewers staff. Fly ball to center. Neuenhuis, plenty of room. Out number 1.
And the leadoff hitter, getting him out's been an issue.
Yeah, that big inning in the 3rd, they actually got the leadoff man. In the exception to the rule, they got McCutchen. They actually got him twice that inning. And after he was retired to lead off the 3rd, 8 straight Pirates reached. Here's Matt Joyce. Torres starts him with a strike. Signed just before the regular season started, after the Atlanta Braves released him. Torres with the Mets the last 3 years. The 33-year-old ready with a 1-1.
Good curve.
In search of a clean inning. 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th.
Yeah, got him to chase something out of the strike zone. Hey, this year kids eat free every Sunday at Miller Park. At all Sunday home games, kids 14 and under will get a free hot dog, bottled water, apple slices, and ice cream treat courtesy of Pick and Save. Blue Bunny and Heinz. To learn more, go to brewers.com/promotions. 14 and under.
So we're out.
Oh yeah.
By a long shot. Here's Francisco Cervelli. So far so good here in the 7th for Carlos Torres. Brewers will have the top of the order in the 8th. Pirates snapped their losing streak at 4 last night.
Looks like Caminero might be coming out for another inning.
The Pirates bullpen is quiet. And Hurdle wants to stay with his hard-throwing right-hander.
It was a pretty quick inning for him. Didn't really use too many pitches, so why not?
Torres brings the 1-2. Scoreless inning from Torres last night, trying to do the same here this afternoon. And a bouncing ball to short. This will end the inning. Up and down go the Pirates for the first time today in order. Domingo Santana will lead things off as the Brewers look to cut into a 4-run deficit. The Brewers, we move on to the top half of the 8th inning here in Pittsburgh. Hey, a new season of the Ultimate Fighter, Team Joanna versus Team Claudia. Featured both women's strawweights and male light heavyweight competitors. And it all begins with the season premiere Wednesday, only on FS1. Plus, don't miss Tough Talk immediately following each new episode all season long. Starling Marte in the lineup now. Did not start, but gets in there now in left field. No swing Polanco to his more comfortable position in right. And Domingo Santana settles in to start the 8th inning for Milwaukee. Second inning of work now for Archimedes Caminero. The Brewers down in order in the 7th. Ground ball from Nuat Heiss, a strikeout from Yadiel Rivera, a ground ball from Jonathan Villar. See if the Brewers can make this a little more interesting now in the 8th.
Yeah, that 7th inning, you only need, what, 11 pitches?
Correct.
And that's why he's been able to, get out there for another inning. There's activity in that Pirates bullpen. Hard to see from here, but I see somebody throwing. Actually, no, he's just trying to get loose.
He is.
Just kind of moving around a little bit. No baseball. That's Melanson, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And a walk drawn by Santana to begin the 8th inning.
A lot of times guys do the towel drill, when they're out there. No ball, but a little bit of friction. A little bit of trying to get your release point down and get the arm loose.
Came in last night in a non-save situation. It's Neftali Feliz. Get a little work in. Here's Scooter Gennett. Bouncing ball right back to Caminero. Keeps it in front of him, and there's the first out of the inning. Santana moves to second.
Scooter's had a difficult time getting hits on his road trip. He was red hot on the homestand. He's been able to draw his walks, but the hits have been very difficult to come by.
He had 2 for 20 at this point. It's a road trip that'll continue, playing the Twins tomorrow night and Tuesday afternoon. Here's Jonathan Lucroy. first hit of the day. Brewers with just 5 hits. Juan Nicasio put the Brewers down in order through the first 3 innings. Santana was the first base runner, a leadoff walk in the 4th. 2 batters later, Lucroy singled and eventually came around to score. 7-14-0 for the Pirates, 3-5-1 for the Brewers. Brewers have stranded 3. Pittsburgh has left 13 men on base.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? 13 left on base.
Little chopper, David Freese, and there are 2 outs. Santana holds at second. 2 men out and 1 on here in the top half of the 8th inning for Chris Carter. RBI single in that 3-run 4th. A couple of strikeouts as well. 1 swinging and 1 looking. Caminero consistently in the upper 90s with that fastball in that 97-98 range.
He's keeping it down too and been able to find the corners. Like right there, a little bit off the plate, a little bit of movement on it at 99 miles an hour. So he takes a little bit off to get the movement.
Couple ticks down at 99.
Yeah.
Saw 101 a couple of times in the 7th from him. And he's ready with a 2-strike pitch. Back to triple digits. Santana, the runner at second, led off this inning with a walk. Just with his slider, a ball or make that 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Carter's worked in full. Back to 100 there for Caminero.
Yeah, the pitch before was a slider at 91 miles an hour. That's getting it up there pretty good for a breaking pitch.
Rear back and let it fly. Full count to the first baseman. And he draws a walk. Had him 0-2, and then Carter able to get a walk out of him. Second walk of the inning. Served up by Caminero.
Well, here comes Clinton Hurdle. He doesn't want to give the Brewers a chance to get back in this game. He's going to go to his bullpen. Hey, Feliz hadn't been throwing that long.
But Hurdle's going to make the move as Neftali Feliz will come in for the Pirates. So the Brewers able to extend this inning. Caminero goes an inning and 2/3. Pitching change here in Pittsburgh. It's a 7-3 ball game, but the Brewers have something going in the 8th. 7-3 game. The Pirates leading the Brewers, but Milwaukee has a threat going, and with that, Caminero exits and Neftali Feliz is now on for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the former closer. He's had a pretty good start to his season, although he did give up that 2-run home run to Ryan Braun on Friday night. And needs one out. You're probably going to see Mark Melancon in the 9th.
Ramon Flores with a chance for a big hit here, trying to keep this inning going. And Feliz starts in with a fastball for strike one. Flores looking for his first hit of the day. Quickly down 0-2. Couple of walks have this inning extended. Feliz with the Tigers last year, most of his career though, including a terrific year in 2010 with the Texas Rangers. All-Star. A 40 save season in 2010 for Feliz. Here comes the 2-strike pitch, and waving at it and missing is Flores. Inning over. Feliz comes in and gets the job done. Brewers strand a couple. It remains 7-3 Pittsburgh. All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Gregory Polanco leading off here, the bottom of the 8th inning.
Jeff's always got some good nuggets for us in the 8th inning.
He really does.
Good stuff on Clemente in last night's game. Good job, Jeff.
Big indeed. Matter of fact, remember that Steelers team that won the Super Bowl, Len Swan, he is now an athletic director at USC.
Wow.
He's taken over there, announced a couple days ago. Bradshaw, Stallworth, right?
Yeah.
Franco Harris. Steel Curtain days.
Mean Joe Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ball 2 strikes to Gregory Polanco. Torres on for his second inning of work. The first inning, he retired the side in order. The first and only time that has happened with the Pirates here today. One-two pitch to Polanco. Hit hard, and that's trouble. That goes all the way to the wall. Polanco on his way to the second, and that's a stand-up double.
Yeah, 3 hits for Polanco. 3 hits and a walk, an RBI, a couple of runs scored. He just took that fastball that was middle in and just whistled it down that right field line. Check it out. Tried to come in on him. That was actually a breaking pitch. That was a fastball, but if breaking pitch had stayed up, and Polanco turned it around quickly.
That is hit number 15 for the Pirates this afternoon. And unlike many of the first 14, that was hit on the nose. Here's Josh Harrison. Harrison, a couple of hits here today.
Swap him out.
He's lined out his last 2 trips. One to short, one to left. A run in the second, 5 in the third, 1 more in the 5th for Pittsburgh. Brewers getting all of their runs in the 4th. Brewers had a little something going in the 5th. First 2 reached, but Park ran themselves out of the inning. And caught stealing. Villar Knapp trying to get the 3rd. Torres to Harrison. 1-1 pitch. To right field. Drifting in is Santana. He'll make the catch as Polanco will hold at second. 1 out. Let's check out Miller Lite. What's on tap? Your series probables. Chase Anderson, he's off to a good start for the Crew. As you see, he has yet to give up anything. He will face Phil Hughes, and then on Tuesday, Willie Peralta and Irvin Santana. Afternoon game on Tuesday, but we'll get things started tomorrow at Target Field at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Yeah, Willie's due to turn things around here. He's had a few rough outings to start the season.
Be much needed for him and this ball club as Mercer, a liner, just fouled down the line. Peralta, you look for little things. I know Craig Counsell was talking about that after the ball game the other night. It was a rough go, but he worked his way through the 5th against the Cardinals clean. And you look up, trying to look to build off of what you're doing right. Trying to get some confidence, some flow back into Peralta and get back to that pitcher who performed so well 2 years ago. At the injury issue last year, the oblique that kept him out a couple of months. Opening day starter, but a tough start for Willie.
Yeah, just hadn't been able to find that breaking pitch. The slider's been a mystery for Willie. Yeah, fastball hadn't been located all that well, so he's due to turn things around. Be nice to see him come out tomorrow, or I should say on Tuesday, and be that dominant starting pitcher that he was a couple of years ago. Chase Anderson, on the other hand, not one of those power pitchers, but he's had a terrific changeup. Has not allowed an earned run yet this year.
Anderson, the latest in a long line of examples where you just can't get all wound up with certain players with their spring training numbers. Got himself ready for the regular season.
Right.
Good start for him.
In spring training, he was giving up a lot of runs in the first inning. That has not happened in the regular season.
Two-strike pitch to Mercer. This is popped up toward the line. Scooter Gennett will run over and make the catch. 2 outs here in the 8th. So a leadoff double from Polanco. Harrison a fly ball to right. Mercer a foul pop. And now Sean Rodriguez will step in. Torres trying to get through what would be 2 scoreless innings if he can get out of this. But he won't, as that is punished deep to left, and that is gone. Sean Rodriguez turns on it.
Wow, that ball was crushed. First pitch from Torres, and he hit one a mile down the left field line. I'm going to see too many hit further than that in this ballpark. Goodness. Breaking ball, and this ball was hammered way up on those ramps out there. Second from the top, and that circular ramp to get down from the stands, and I don't believe I've ever seen one hit up there.
Man, just smoked it.
My goodness.
He had 4 homers all of last year. His career high back a couple of years ago with the Rays when he hit 12. And he was all over it.
Yeah, first pitch.
It's Chris Stewart, and that's going to find the gap in right center field. And the backup catcher comes in, gets himself a double. On it goes for the Pirates.
A hit parade for Pittsburgh.
And we're going to have a pitching change as Craig Counsell makes the slow walk to the mound as Sam Freeman will come in for Milwaukee. It's 9-3 Pirates here in the 8th as we continue. Rodriguez with a 2-run homer. Chris Stewart a double. So Craig Counsell once again going to his bullpen as Sam Freeman in for the 2nd straight game.
Well, Freeman appeared in last night's ball game, as you mentioned. Gave up a run in an inning of work. Had a strikeout, but 3 walks. Could have been a lot worse. Acquired from the Texas Rangers back on April 5th. Hard throwing left-hander, and all he's got to do is throw some strikes, and he should be fairly effective, but that's been an issue for him so far.
Andrew McCutchen. There's one hit today, and that was a solo shot to center in the 5th. Freeman starts him with a strike.
And need a lot of pitches to get through that one inning last night, but only allowed the 1 run.
Good hack from McCutchen. Mentioned that control with the 4 walks and 3 1/3. Trying to retire McCutchen. Pirates with a couple of runs here in this inning and another in scoring position. Twins have tied the Angels now in the 9th. They move on. It's 2-all. Cardinals have knocked off the Reds 4-3.
Angels' only 2 runs came on a Pujols homer in the 1st.
Rockies lead the Cubs 2-0. Bottom of the 9th at Wrigley Field. John Lester, the starter for Chicago. Tyler Chatwood. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout ball for the Rockies. Stewart, the runner at second. As Freeman gets ready for the 1-2 pitch to Andrew McCutchen. That's it well. Left field. Flores has it lined up. Inning over. The Pirates get a couple of more runs as Sean Rodriguez with a homer to left. It's 9-3 going to the 9th. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Spend the night with luxury. Look at the skyline of downtown Pittsburgh. Rob Scahill now comes on for the Pirates with his team leading by 6.
Yeah, started the year down in AAA, got called up and making appearance number 3. Big earned run average, but it's early. He came in on Friday night. He came in with the bases loaded and struck out the only batter that he faced against Milwaukee. Season debut came on Thursday afternoon.
Martin Maldonado will pinch hit. And Scahill starts him with a strike on a fastball. Last year, Scahill appeared in 28 games, came over from the Rockies. Three years with the big league club and the Rockies organization. And a bouncer up the middle. Harrison over to first, where Cervelli is now handling the duties, and there's out number 1. There's a look as you see. They move Sean Rodriguez out to left, starting Marte, and it's center. It's Chris Stewart behind the plate, so that allows Cervelli to get a little time over at first. So with 1 out of the 9th, here's Kirk Nieuwenhuis. First pitch swinging, fouls it off.
Scahill's got a good arm. You know, fastball slider. Mentioned that he struck out the only batter that he faced on Friday night with the bases loaded. Good arm action. Got good live fastball, 96.
Came up after the Pirates put Corey Luebke on the 15-day disabled list. Little hamstring tightness. Francisco Liriano believes he'll be ready to go for his next start through a bullpen session here over the weekend. Hoping to get back quickly. Jung Ho Kang continuing in his road to recovery after the leg and knee injury last year. And a takeout slide from Chris Coughlin, then with the Cubs. 1-2 pitch. There's a bouncer over to second. 2 up, 2 down here in the 9th. Fourth pitcher of the afternoon for Pittsburgh, Rob Scahill. Looking to finish this one off. Brewers took the opener on Friday night. But it's been a very choppy road since, losing 5-0 last night, falling behind early today. Briefly showed signs that the Brewers are going to get back in this thing, but is not to be. Council and company will move on to Minnesota here.
Yeah, with all the hits and all the base runners the Pirates have had all day long, the Brewers were in this game, you know, until that 8th inning. Just couldn't push across enough.
Two and one the count to Yadiel Rivera. And the Brewers down to their final strike. Rivera trying to extend this one, give VR another chance. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, and that's through into center field.
Yep, and extend he does. Good for him. Now hung right in there, got another base hit. Been swinging the bat well since the season began. Scahill trying to get him with a slider. It didn't do much, and Rivera able to roll one into center field. Continues to put together good at bats.
Really good looking player. There's that strong arm. Jonathan Villar. Infield single in the 5th. Struck out in the 3rd. Grounded to short in the 6th. Rivera the runner at first. 1-strike pitch to Villar. Fastball missing inside. Scahill from the Chicago area, played his college ball at Bradley University. Drafted by the Rockies back in '09. Again, the Brewers down to their final strike. Here comes the 1-2. And that will wrap it up. Strike 3 called. Game over as the Pirates take 2 out of 3. It started promising for the Brewers on Friday, getting a win. But a rough go since, losing last night. And the Pirates take control early and leave a 9-3 winner here this afternoon. We'll be on to Minnesota tomorrow night and Tuesday afternoon. Pirates beat the Brewers here today 9-3. Let's send it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studio. It's standing by Jeff Grayson.